Willkommen and welcome to our little stream of RymdResa, a brand new space exploration game on Steam that released today. And we're also gonna take a little look at Duskers, which is also a space roguelike that was released today on Steam. And maybe we can even do some sort of regular segment with space games, because I'm really into space. And so these two new releases fit together very well, and we'll start with RymdResa. So I've played this a little bit before, like 2 to 3 hours. What is it about? It's a roguelike that you can play with your controller or with your keyboard and mouse. So you start out with launching your ship. You have 4 different ships at the start, and you unlock 4 more later on. The free ship that doesn't cost anything is the Embla Colonizer. Then there's also the Vanadis, the Ethan Scout, and the La Casena. I've tried so far the first 2, and we're gonna jump into the Embla Colonizer to show you the ropes. So there are 3 different chapters. You have to unlock each chapter by completing the chapter in front. Like I haven't completed chapter 1, which is called Hope. Let's start that.
The day you died. Watched it explode. Watched it burn. Observed the explosion. Observed the fire. Thinking of you.
So our planet is no more, and we're setting out to find a new home with this little spaceship. So I can freely move around with the sticks. I can use A to boost, but for boosting I need resources. You see them on the lower side of the screen. You see that the resources are getting less when I boost. Also on top you see the time starts going. We're still in year 0, but closely approaching our first year in space. So you see here our mission is to find 9 signal locations to complete this chapter. But we can also freely just roam around space. But sometime our resources will we will hit 0, and then we need to start a whole new game again. So I will take a look in the inventory for you. Usually you start out with nothing there, but I've unlocked some stuff. You find these scattered throughout the universe. They are locked to each ship type, so you see here a lot for the Skadi Cruiser, or for the Lucasina, for the Ragnarok, and for other ships, but I can use those 4. Yeah, you have a sentry, you have an engine, an aura, and they also they all give you some bonuses, like in max speed and acceleration or hyperspeed. And for now I have here an aura. That's the only one I have right now. I can use that. I also have 2 different sentries that I could use. You can see when I equip this one. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, here's the sentry. You can see here the stats, but if I hover over the other sentries, you can see the comparison. This would have a little bit more max speed and acceleration. Acceleration 17 here also, and sentry, I don't know what this value means exactly, but I guess more is better. We have 7 here, and we also have 6 max speed more, as you see on the right. So I'm gonna equip this. Also the visuals of the ship change. You can also equip styles, which completely change the shape of your craft, your spacecraft, and an engine that boosts our acceleration a lot. You also have consumables that you can use one time like the defense star, a charged star that will destroy nearby threats, or an item that makes you invisible. I haven't found out why we'd need that, because there are no actual enemies, there are just mines and asteroids that you have to evade. And then there's also the gamble box. It's a 50-50 chance to gain either max resources, so full fuel, or lose your life, and then you'd start new. What happens when you die? You lose just your ship, but you keep all of your items, and also all of your consumables, and also your experience. So the only thing you really lose is the ship, which doesn't cost much. The currency are star points, and you gather quite a lot quickly. So it's actually not so bad to die, but your mission gets reset, so you have to start over finding the 9 signal locations. Speaking of the experience, you have here your different values for exploration, scouring, technology and survival, and you can boost those to get more XP for quests, or when you collect stars that you gain more XP and stuff like that, or even that the environment is procedurally generated. So if you push more into survival, you unlock more survival-based zones. Or if you put more into technology, you unlock more technology-based zones. There are special technology zones where you can do research, but you have to find research pods for that. There are only quite a few out there, so I haven't found anything yet. As you can see, you level up also. And I've gained the maximum rank already in 2 hours. I got lucky because there was a giant star field, like you can see here, but a lot more. And then I put everything into scouring, and then I got a lot of XP by just getting all these stars and put them into the other values. You also have 4 skills. You can always choose between 2, and I chose these here. Collecting stars gives me a small amount of resource that is especially useful. So if I collect some stars, I will automatically refill my fuel. And improved hull and stuff like that. You can also choose the improved shield, but I haven't unlocked the shield yet. I think you need to find a new homeworld to unlock the shield. I've read it in the little manual here for the missions. Here you can find a lot of infos, also on how to get more space points and other achievements. And yeah, let's look at the actual game after talking so much about everything else. I like the music a lot and the different environments. And I think now that I explained a lot about the systems, I will just turn up the volume and let you take in the atmosphere of RymdResa, which is out today for roughly €10 on Steam.
Trained. I am trained to do this, I explained, before leaving home. I have trained my whole life, I said when you were begging. This is why I exist. I screamed when you tried to stop me. This is my only way to save you, I whispered somewhere deep inside.
So what you just saw was the little boost you can do that takes quite a lot of resources from you, but you gain much more speed with that. On the lower bar of the screen you can also see the velocity you have, so basically the speed you're going and the trajectory. There are a lot of explorable locations like this starfighter here. And those are the stars I talked about. You can see on the lower side that the resources are regained. That is one skill I have, and also we get a lot of XP for getting these stars. But actually XP don't mean anything anymore once you hit level 40 like I did here. But I think they might put a higher level cap on the game, they said. Okay, we often have such choices we can do. So in need of a new helmet, I got a shallow crack in my helmet, need a new one before it leaks. I will search the spacecraft hoping to find one. So either I say perfect timing or I say I don't care about helmets. Let's say perfect timing. We didn't find any helmet, but we found tools to fix the broken one. And so we gained 555 space points that you see on the upper right. So we already have over 350,000 space points. I haven't found yet a way to spend them. And we got 118 resources, as you see on the lower bar. Zack, there, get more. When you start out with the game, when you're just level 1, you only have a few resources. I think I can now have up to 800 resources, which is a lot. So, like I said, it's basically like fuel. Those are little boost paths we can use, always in the direction they're heading. They're showing we're heading. So this is all procedurally generated. Sometimes exploration fails. And sometimes you also get a negative effect for exploring. So we got hit by lightning here, and so we lost 150 resources. So sometimes it's not so good to explore.
Rain. Miss the rain pouring down my cheek. Miss the rain dropping from my eyelashes. Miss the catharsis of rain. Miss the liberation of rain. Miss the happiness of rain.
So these little story hints are always deployed after you completed 1 year in space. You can see above we are now 4 years in space. But sadly those messages, when you do new runs, or even if you are in the same run and do a very long run over 30 years, which I did already, then those often repeat. That's a little bit on the offside, but they want to do more of these. They are pretty cool, but they repeat very quickly. I'm trying to find out how many there are of these messages, because there's also an achievement to get those. Here there are 50, and I've heard 37 so far. So 50 is quite a large number actually. So those stars, usually I just get a few XP, but because I'm leveled up so much in my scouring, As you see, 72 on scouring. And you can see on the lower side 144 stars XP I get per star. That's actually quite a lot. But like I said, I hit the level cap, so XP doesn't mean anything to me, but I still gain resources from the stars, like I showed you here with my Star of the North skill. Got a new achievement there because I used the boost a certain number of times. Okay, we gained 470 space points and lost a few resources. Let's see what we... More resources. Failed. There are a few more things to explore. You can find everything here in space, from a moonlander to nebulas that you can search, planets, abandoned space stations, a lot of stuff. And you also gain items sometimes. Let's look at our inventory. I think the music is quite loud right now. Probably gonna tune down a little bit on the game sound. Yeah, maybe that should be better. So let's see what we got. We got a new engine, but that's actually worse. And when we see we don't really need that, even when we see it's for another ship, but if it's not that good, I just scrap it, and we gain some scrap here. Once we hit 1000, I think we get a new randomly crafted item. But as you see, I did a lot of scrapping and I only got 37% so far. So you have to do quite a lot of scraps to get an item, a new item. Here that's way worse as well. Let's scrap it. So basically you have to do scrap 100. You have to scrap 100 items to gain a new item. I think that's it. And I also got a sentry, that's also worse. Space points I think you can use for research, but I can't do any research so far because I haven't found any research pods. I wonder how they look like. Maybe we find one in our short hour here with RymdResa. Out today on Steam. Whoa, you always find new shapes that you haven't encountered before. It looks a little bit like a halo ring. And a smaller one. You can also play this completely with mouse and keyboard, as you saw. But I prefer the gamepad. Okay, I think we should head to the next mission objective. Let's do some boosting. With boosts you must be careful because sometimes we can refuel here at these stations, but only like 3 or 4 times. And also each object, as you see, has a gravity. Like we latch onto it. I'm not moving anything right now. So also you have to be careful there.
Hatred. I hate space. I do. I really do.
You have to be careful with the boost. As you see here, there are a lot of obstacles in space. And if you boost into one of these, then you lose quickly resources. And resources are your only fuel, so that's kind of bad. Here you see it, 43. It's not that much. Usually when you do a mission like here, that you found this alpha base, you get 300 resources. When you start out new, that is basically your max you can have in resources, quite a lot. Find a new consumable. That was, I think, another face cloak, with which we are invisible. Yeah, I like the calm atmosphere with the music, that you can explore a lot of stuff and always find new stuff. When you do this first mission here over and over again because you die or some things happen, they are not always in the same place, and each kind of nebula looks different, each galaxy, and also the different mission objectives. You must still get to them, but they also look different each time. Sometimes it's a moon lander, sometimes it's an abandoned space station, so that's quite cool. You also have suns here, which suck you into them, and you shouldn't go there. Because you die there very quickly if you're in the soak of a sun, if you're in the gravity field of a sun. Also, the little pointer you see there, that's our sentry that's showing us the way to the next objective. You can also modify that. You can equip different sentries and then they look different. Like, let's equip this. Then it looks like that. Our little marker there, if you see it on the top of our ship. But like I said, they also have different stats, and this had the better stat. Which was it? This or this? Let's look. I think it was the left one, this one. Let's boost in this direction. I will show you a couple of the other ships in a bit. For now I'm just trying to clear the first mission. I've never achieved that because all the time something came in the way, I died suddenly, or I ran out of resources. That's my favorite consumable I've encountered so far. You get 250 resources by using it, if you should run out. We're very unlikely to ever run out, because we gain resources from collecting stars. But the game is completely randomly generated. As you saw that I really leveled up from level 5 or level 6 onto level 40 in like 15 minutes or something, because I found a giant star field. Oh, that's dangerous. Well, that was just very lucky, I guess. And I don't know, maybe there was even a glitch. Maybe they fixed that but it was really endless, an endless star field. So I very quickly hit the level cap. I like the little animations that ship makes. I've always waited for a roguelike like this, where you can freely explore a giant galaxy. Space dust. And we found our first style. Now we can... Oh, but that's for another ship. I should maybe get some order in here. I'm also scrapping stuff for other ships if I see that I already have some good stuff for that ship. This is for Vanadis. I'm keeping a little bit of order in here. This is not automatically filtered by ship. I'm doing that myself, so I have a little overview over everything. But I don't want to do that right now. Because that would bore you. So we have half of our mission completed already. So we just go from one point of interest to the other. There is no real combat in the game. I like that, actually. Maybe the combat is in the second or third chapter, but I wouldn't count on it. Wow, that looks really cool. On the lower left you see the boost recharging and a locked symbol. I think the locked symbol might be the shield. It's also on the lower bottom visible. But like I said, the shield takes a bit of time to unlock. Oh, those are not to explore, those are barriers. There are some stars here. I'm gonna collect them to get some fuel back, some resources. I don't know, somehow on the lower right the button seemed to glitch from keyboard to the gamepad. It's a little bit weird. Basically every time when I don't use my stick, then they kind of toggle back to the keyboard keys. It looks a little bit weird, but yeah. Because I have all of my consumables on my shoulder buttons. As you see with L1, R1, R2, L2. So those I think are jump gates. I don't need them right now. Oh, they're sucking me in. Can't get out. Yeah, I'm out. Oh, this took a lot of resources. Need some from this mission objective. Got 300 back. A planet on the edge of life. The very last breath. Massive radio disturbance flowing from its center. It will not be long now before it will end up dead, just as my home. So 3 more. And then we achieved the first chapter is completed then. Slipping into ether.
Rhythm. You can listen for hours to the rhythm of water drops falling from the ceiling, forming sounds, music in my head.
I'm gonna let you enjoy the atmosphere a little bit again and put it on full audio. So those are stargates you can use, but they take you a long journey from your original spot. I tried one time to get back on my own without the help of the stargate to get back where I was originally, and I couldn't make it. It was so far away. Because the mission coordinates were like 0 and 5, and I was like at 400 something. It was really far away, and there were just a few stars up and now and then. But I couldn't make it back. I came like 200 like 200 clicks from it. I arrived, but then I ran out of resources.
Trying to fill my days, taking my time to control the engine. This is something that I have to do every day. Pretty safe though. I know it can't break. They told me it just won't. Despite this, I control it twice every hour, just to fill my days.
There we had it almost. We just needed one more spot to explore, and then you see how quickly you can die. You just hit a big space rock and then you're dead. But not that bad. I can choose between different legacy bonuses. When I made a very good exploration run, like I did here. And there are different ones from ship discount that it only costs 25% of the usual cost. More stars are spawning, so that's especially important if you have the skill like we have, that stars convert into fuel or an experience boost, which I don't need anymore as I'm max rank level 40. Exploration boost to get more bonus points from explorations. More resources or better ship speed. I think I'm going for the star spawning. 300%, well, that's a lot. You also get some stats after each run. I actually had one legacy bonus before I did this here, so I guess you should use them because they expire when you get a new legacy bonus. So I'm going now for another ship. This is the ship with which I got to rank 40, the Vanadis. You can see I already equipped all you can do. An aura and sentry is 2 customs. We have different stats again, engine style. The shield is locked so far and the orb too. I guess I need some research for that. Need some research pods. And let's try to get all of the mission markers this time. I'm gonna do as fast but also as careful as I can. You can see on the resources that I have like 800 resources, so this ship is very powerful, ranked up powerful. So that's what I meant with giant starfields. Now imagine I'm not level 40 already. I get already almost 400 XP for each star. Now you can imagine why I got to level 40 so quickly. So that's maybe a little bit imbalanced right now, that you can do a very good run, then you get as legacy bonus 300% stars drops, and then you get quickly to max rank. But well, there's still much to explore for me. Still just in the first mission, or in the first chapter. So that's an energy ring. I'm not quite sure what that did, but it's not allowing me to research. It's probably just for resources, which I have a lot of already.
Restlessness. Never say it's easy, because the restlessness can be devastating. It can be stifling, and the silence and lack of words is somehow debilitating.
So one thing I'd like to add, so if you take damage, you lose resources, you fuel basically, but there's no life bar, no health bar. So your energy meter is basically the resources, and if you lose some of them, then you're basically screwed at some point, because you can't get anywhere anymore. Restlessness. Never say it's easy, because the restlessness can be devastating. It can be stifling, and the silence and lack of words is somehow debilitating. Okay, so that was a little bit dangerous, as you saw there. Now I have to turn down the game again so that you can actually understand me. So just heading there in these mines, that was a little bit, yeah, a little bit dangerous, but I have a lot of star spawns here due to my legacy bonus of plus 300% stars, and those convert automatically to fuel, so I'm good there. I'm already full, you could say. Full. What is that? A common sentry? Wish I could find a research pod. Oh, there's even a sentry for our vehicle. I wish they would tell you when you pick it up if it's for your vehicle or if it's for another spacecraft. So then you wouldn't need to get into your inventory and see, oh, it's locked for my spacecraft. There's an engine, it's actually worse, so I'm gonna scrap it. And that is also worse. But let's just see how it looks. Okay, it's like a plug. Another sentry here, it's also worse. And another style here. I'm gonna show you how the appearance changes if I change the style. Of course the stats are much lower, but just to show you. Zack, and then it looks like this. Completely new shape. I didn't want to boost there. But in terms of stats it's a lot worse, so I'm gonna change back. I said I'm gonna change back. That's another sentry, we don't need that. A lot of scraps already, so I hope we will see soon some crafting once our scrap meter is full. Oh, okay. Another good aura. So it wasn't for our ship. I didn't have that before, that the mouse is also in here and I can also use my gamepad at the same time. Maybe I can change that? No, I can't actually. I will not leave. Oh, I can also just hide everything. That's cool. The whole HUD and enjoy the visuals. So a planet made of diamonds, should we extract it or should we not touch it? Yeah, let's extract it. Oh, and we got lots of fuel, 368 resources and 925 space points. So we're basically full again. I'm not touching all this stuff because I want to get the mission done finally. So actually when you traverse you don't need all of the...
Restlessness. Never say it's easy, because the restlessness can be devastating.
The HUD, so I'm
it
gonna
can be
hide
stifling. And the silence and lack of words is somehow debilitating.
New consumable. We got half of the mission again. Hope we can finish it now, this time, on this run. So maybe then I can show you the second chapter with a new ship, with an all new unlocked ship. Would be kinda cool, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm on max resources, so those stars, and also on max level. There are a lot of these messages in here. And you see the giant spider in the back there. Maybe that simulates the loneliness in space there of our little guy. We don't even know if he's human. We just know that he lost his planet Because he doesn't really sound human, does he? So if you have any questions about the game, I've played it a few hours and unlocked everything basically already. Just post them in the Twitch chat and I will look at them in a bit. Oh, there's one of the suns, you saw it, the warning, and also we lost some resources. What is bad about this view, I don't see how much boost I have. I only see that in this view on the lower left. Oh, boosted alongside. These are the resource stations. I don't know, these are the refuel stations. Quite a lot here. They're mostly...
Searching. We haven't understood anything. And all what's left to understand is dying. We need another world to call home. It's simple. We want to last, we want to survive, and we want to live. I'm searching for a new chance, a new way to stay alive.
So these refuel stations are mostly like in packs of 8 you find them, and then for miles and miles you don't find anything. It's a little bit bad spawning, I think. There should be more in between. But that's what makes the game a little bit challenging, that you have to look out for new resources. Oh fuck. There are a lot of rocks there. I need to get out of there very quickly or I will die quickly. Also have the recharge things for my resources on R2, I think. Let's see if I can get out of there alive. Oh, worked actually quite like a charm. Found a new consumable. We have now 2 of these pages from the How to Fly manual. Small chains to gain stat points. Can I actually get stat points when I'm at max level? Let's try that. So that's L1. Not sure, did I get stat points? No. I don't think I can get any more stat points, unfortunately. We can also scan the area for items. Let's do that maybe. It's another item you can, another consumable you can pick up. Okay, 9 years in space. Gaining more stuff than you could carry, even from empty space. All those scattered materials laying around just waiting for someone to pick them up. Should we activate the blip or attractor? Attracts all stars in a large proximity around you. Are so many points? Or should we get just 2,000 space points? I think we go for the blip attractor. That would look cool. Well, actually, those stars don't just give us resources and XP. Resources only if you have the skill equipped. They also give us a little bit space points, so that's useful. Even if you have many resources like us here and can't get any more XP from them. Oh, here we lost 400 space points and 350 resources. So these random events are quite cool, I think. Oh fuck. You also must watch out for moving asteroids, and also some planets are moving that you can, like you see here, very fast, that you can explore. Sometimes you gain stuff, sometimes you lose stuff, sometimes you have even decisions to make. Also decisions on how to help other life forms.
Indifference. There was a time when I really cared about this mission. I was a true believer. Indeed, but now my worst fear has become true. I am indifferent.
So I think for 10 euro you get a lot of value in here. A lot of ships, then different story chapters. Some background story that is like a myth and you have to uncover everything of it. It's quite cool. Also the ships have different abilities. This one is a little bit, I think a little bit more agile than the other one. But this ship costs every time you start a new run with it. If you take the first one that we showed off, that one is always free. Okay, should we do another boost? Yeah, let's try. Ooh, didn't get lucky here, but we got lucky with the starfield here. You see how quickly the resources go up, thanks to my skill. It's ridiculous, I was almost dead. You could hear the warning sirens, and now I'm even more full than before. I'm completely filled up now with resources. But if you are the sturdy type, you must watch out a little bit for the asteroids.
I'm trained. I am trained to do this, I explained, before leaving home. I have trained my whole life, I said when you were begging. This is why I exist. I screamed when you tried to stop me. This is my only way to save you. I whispered somewhere deep inside.
Let's head there again and try to explore this time. Because boost is epsilon and X is exploring. So when you mess that up, you're pretty much fucked. Junk, it stinks. So even the junk in space just stinks. Nothing special there. We have one more mission marker left. Like before. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more careful. Let's see. Oh, this giant satellite. Oh, 15 resources lost. But we found a rare aura that we can use even. It has less max speed and less acceleration, a little bit more item finding. So actually from some items here you can gain the bonus that you find even more items. It's quite cool, but I don't need that item. I wanted to be careful, right? A little risky. You can see a little bit on the coordinates at the top. We're at 138 and 139. The mission is at 154 and 152, so it's quite close. You can see how close actually the next mission marker is. Oh, that was bad movement. But 24 damage is nothing when you can gain up to 900 resources. Oh, but if you always leave something here and there, then it's getting more. So usually you don't get as many stars as I do here.
Hunger. The sun fell down from the sky. Now hunger is my only fuel.
But I've got the legacy bonus from my last run that I at 300% star spawn. So you saw I have hit 100 years in space overall, over my every run. And then you get an achievement for that. Like quite a lot of achievements for stuff. Found an engine. It's actually better in accelerating, but worse in everything else. I'm gonna drop it. Oh fuck. It's soaking me in. Got lucky there. But if you hit a few of these big rocks, like you saw. Then you're dead pretty quickly. Heading there as fast as I can without using boost, so I can still brake. Also, each little cosmos doesn't only have its unique color pattern and planets and drops and stuff. It also has a unique gravity field. So sometimes you need more boost, sometimes you need less. Okay, let's switch this.
I had been staying so long in my dream world that I had forgotten how to live. So I accidentally crushed the reality with only a touch. And that was enough.
Yeah, that's the end of the first chapter.